Welcome back to my 7th grade advanced class. Let's go ahead and work these two-way relative frequency tables. I got all the odd ones, it looks like. In a group of 120 people, each person has a dog, a cat, or a bird. The two-way frequency table shows how many people have each kind of pet. Complete the two-way relative frequency table to show the distribution of the data with respect to all 120 people. Round to the nearest tenth of a percent. What they're looking for is for you to take all these numbers here and turn them into percents, rounding them to the nearest tenth of a percent. So let's begin. Everything is relative to the total. Total, anything is 100% of something. So that means this has to be 100. Next, all these numbers will simply get divided into 100 to tell us what they are. So let's start here. We have 25 divided by 100. 25, I'm sorry, divided by 120 will give us 20.8. Next, we have 33, so it'll be 33 divided by 120. That would be 27.5. Remember, we have to move the decimal over twice to make it a percent. The next number, 58 divided by 120. That's going to equal 48.3 repeating. When we add these two numbers, it should come up to this number. So 8 plus 5 is 13. That's where we get the 3. We carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. And then 2 plus 2 is 4. That checks out good. Now let's do the row for cats. 20 divided by 120. That's going to equal 16.6 repeating, so 16.7. Next is women that have cats, which is 15 of them. So let's make that 15 divided by 120. That's going to give us, let's see, 0.75. And I'm sorry, I ended up doing 15 divided by 20. I got to do that over again. 15 divided by 120. That equals 12, 125. So when we move this over, 12.5. Simply add these together. And I know this would be a 2. Carry the 1 would be a 9. This should be 29.2. Let's find out. 35 divided by 120. $29, and then 6 gets rounded up. So this would be a 2, 29.2. Exactly what we said. Let's go to the number of men who have birds. That would be 12 divided by 120. That's 0.1, so this would be, when we move the decimal over twice, it'd be 10. Next, the number of women who have birds. So this would be 15 divided by 120. that equal 12.5. And next one will be 27 divided by 120. That equal 22.5. And that makes sense because 10 plus 12.5 is 22.5. Next, let's go with 57 divided by 120. That'll equal 47.5. And then the next one would be 63 divided by 120. $52.5. And now we have all the numbers to our two-way frequency table. You have number 8 to do. I'm going to be doing number 9. The women are asked what type of car they own. The table shows the relative frequency with respect to the total population asked. Which type of car is more popular? With respect to the question, it says, which type of car is more popular? The type of cars are either two-door or a four-door. It does not ask about which gender prefers what type of car more. So we simply look for the four-door cars. We see that there are 53% of four-door cars that are liked by men and women, as opposed to 47 that like two doors. So four-door cars would have to be our answer. Number 10 is yours, so I'll do number 11. All the workers in the company were asked a survey question. The two-way frequency table shows the response from the workers in the day shift and night shift. All right, here's the day shift, here's the night shift. It says construct a two-way frequency table to show the relative frequencies with respect to the shift. Right now, they're looking for the percents again. So we have to take everything relative to 100%. So we know down here should be 100. So now next we'll take 68 and divide it by 200. At least that's what you would normally do, but the question is kind of tricky here. It says construct a two-way frequency, a relative frequency table to show the relative frequency with respect to the shift. Since you're respecting, that you're showing in respect to the shift, everything's going to be in rows. Okay. So in rows, that means 100% of day shift, 100% of night shift as well. So these are all going to be 100s. That didn't work out well. Whoops. I'm making all type of errors today. Don't know where that 100 went. Trying to see if I put it anywhere else on the page, but doesn't look like I did. I think at this point I'm just going to go ahead and pop in a new number here. Let's try that now. There we go. So this is going to be 100. This is also going to be 100. We talk about 100%. This is 68 out of 100. So that's going to be 68. This would be 32 out of 100. So that'll be 32. And that makes sense because 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Now we have to look at these, which will be also 22 out of 100. So that'll be 22. And this would be 78. Now that's the tricky part because remember, we're going and putting them in respect to shifts. So we have the rows here, and now we have to find the percents. To do this, I'm going to have to take 90% of 200. 90 divided by 200 is going to equal 0.45, so this would be 45 because we moved the decimal over twice. That makes this easy because if this is 45, the rest of it must be 55. And we could double check it. 110 divided by 200. That is 5 point, oh, I'm sorry, I divided it by 20. Let's see, 110 divided by 200. There you go. We'll move that over to be 55%. Okay. And lastly, it says, is there evidence of an association between the responses and the shifts? And that, of course, will be yes. But they want us to explain. So I could say 68% of the workers on days answered yes. Let's see, in respect to, let's see, 22 of the workers who said no, that worked on night shift. Let's see, 68% of the workers on days answered yes in respect to 22 of the workers who said, oh, I'm sorry, 22 of the workers that said yes, not no. Yes. that worked on night shift. All right. You could have had a variety of answers like 32% of the workers on day shift said no, in respect to 78% of the workers that said no on night shift. Okay. But there is an association here because these two numbers make up 100%, right? Actually, they make up 90% of the 200. So, and then you could have done it this way as well. You could have said 68% of the day shift said yes in respect to 32% that said no on day shift. Okay, so a variety of ways to answer that last one. I think that's the last one. So the rest of yours to do Sue in class.